like a beaut. What's going on, guys? We got Christian here. We're doing the, what are we doing?
The water pump.
Water pump on the 91 Miata. We got it lifted up even more than it already is. And we have a cooler, obviously, for draining the coolant first. And then we're gonna start taking a bunch of stuff off. Alrighty, we've got almost 3 gallons of coolant here. And we have the new water pump. Huge thanks to Olympus, who hooked me up with this part. Great water pump. This is what they look like. And it also did, we set that down very gently. It did come with gaskets. There's 4 gaskets in here, tiny little O-ring there. I'm not sure how to get them in, but I will show you and we'll learn together. Alrighty, underneath the car, we've got a, what is that, a P2? Yeah. P2 right here to drain the coolant. Oh, that's not green. That's not all the way green. Alrighty, take the cap off the top. It flows a lot faster down there. That's not all the way green. That's definitely got a hint of brown in there, and I'm glad we're doing a flush. Alrighty, we're all drained out. We're going to take the intake off, more intake off over here, radiator hose. I'm still deciding if we're gonna take the radiator out. I've seen some people do it with taking it out, some people doing it without taking it out. I'm not sure yet.
It only goes into your radiator.
Cap back on the bottom, cap back on the top, and move the coolant so you don't drop bolts in it. That is gross. Yeah, right where it's white, you can see where it's brown. Yeah, no. Okay, make sure you grab the longest needle nose pliers. There you go, these are the only needle nose pliers I have.
You get a lot of, grip there.
A lot of grip. You've never seen that so fast, have you? I'm basically a hand drill. Next thing you're gonna do, spark plugs out, take the valve cover off. I did a video on taking the valve cover off. If you click somewhere, I don't know where. We got all these bolts off. We're gonna see if we can crack this loose. Remember, you gotta get the, what is it, 12 back there?
Yeah,
12 mil back there as well. And then that hose, take that hose off. This hose we don't have to take off. You don't have to take these 2 bolts off because it's already unhooked here and it'll all come off together. Alrighty, next you're going to be taking these 4 bolts off here to get this plastic cover off. You're going to be taking off this bolt down here and it will hopefully take off all this stuff.
Alright, so we should have taken this air intake out earlier, but we were doing stuff. You just take out the clamp, take out this 10mm down here, and then you can just wiggle it up and down and it'll come off. I already took it off earlier though.
Alrighty, we're back to taking apart the plastic cover for the belt.
There you go.
Alrighty, what we're doing right now, we are getting all the spark plugs out. We're gonna do a little trick to get top dead center in the engine, and then we are going to lock it. Everyone has a weird way to do it. I think the weird way we're gonna do, we'll show you. Alrighty.
Well, that one's kind of gunky.
We're checking the spark plug. So, and we've got a little bit of gunk all over it, and they're black. So we're gonna get new spark plugs anyway. But it's a good maintenance. It's got 180,000 miles. It's time for it. Alrighty, we have a 21 millimeter socket in the bottom on the, all the way down there on the lower one. And what we will be doing is, we've got two sockets here, just a 1/4 inch. Drop it down after you remove the spark plug, of course. And we are just cranking the engine over until we find where it is as raised as it can go. Make sure car's in neutral, and make sure right there it starts to go back down. So we're gonna go back a little bit. Right there. That's top dead center. This is all the way extended. Now, the way you keep it at top dead center as you mess with the rest of the car, what we will be doing is we'll get an adjustable wrench on this little nut part of it and on the other side. Lock them down, make it come across, and then in the middle where they touch, we will put a vice grip. Three bolts on here, which you want to do in 5th gear, and loosen them with the belts on because it will be much harder afterwards. As well as this is the adjustment screw right here that he's talking about. Right there, it adjusts and slides this alternator back and forth. Alrighty, we loosened the bolt to the tensioner bolt on the alternator, and now we need to hammer it out. Alrighty, I'm gonna be pushing tension on the belt. He's gonna crack this loose. Do that for all three. Make sure it's in 5th gear because the belt doesn't want to move anymore, but this wheel was sliding within the belt. So I put tension on it right there, and he was cracking them loose. Alrighty, we are trying to pull the pulley off right now, and we've got the belt still on. It is loose, but we're gonna try to be pulling this off. We got to take that pulley off down there. We got the water pump pulley off. We're going to take that pulley off down there, and then we have to take that second plastic cover off. So we did the 10 millimeter first. There were 3 10 millimeter bolts around the outside, and that is the 21 millimeter again. And he's cracking it loose from the bottom. All right, so we got this bolts out. We're going to try to pop the pulley out. A lot of rust. you can hear the rust fall out. There were 4 bolts for the 10 mil. I guess we didn't need to take the 10 mils out.
Okay, guys, don't take out the 10
Don't take out the 10 mils. Don't take these 10 mils out, I guess. The whole pulley will just pop right out. So we did notice right up here, the belt is tearing right there. So I'm really glad we're doing this. We need to go to AutoZone to get spark plugs because they were looking burnt up, and a new belt as well. Down here you can see, once we took that pulley off, is you got that green coolant there with all that gunk. Is obvious sign of a leakage in the system. This is the tensioner for this belt. This belt's got to come off, so you got to get this guy loose, and then back behind here, that spring right there needs to just pop off on this side. Alrighty, we got it off. He's gonna be taking the belt off now. Alrighty, he's got the belt taken off now. Alrighty, it's not coming off because why?
Because we need to take these hoses off. guess we're getting a new belt, so.
Alrighty, now you want to gently take this belt off. Alrighty, we're cracked loose. We're seeing it just like this. Around here we've got an I, an E, and a YU. There are two sides to this. This goes towards the inside. There's two ways that this can go on. There's this little pin here, and that pin went on the bottom like that. Alright, and now he's getting that one off. Now this is how ours are. So this one on the right side, the E is lining up, left side. But both of them, the pins are both straight down. So I think we got top dead center correct on both of them, which is really nice. This is important. We've got two different size bolts that are one slightly longer. See if that focuses. One slightly longer. So what we're noticing is this one right here and the similar one on the right side are both the longer bolts, and the shorter bolts go up top. Alrighty, got the cover off. This is going to need a good cleaning. Alrighty, let's call it a break. Let's go get some lunch. Alrighty, man, we're taking this Porsche cover off. Whoa, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? That was not how you take it off, but okay.
What?
It's not my car to break.
How's that gonna break it?
You just ran at such an angle. I've never done that before.
Is this just your main one?
Yeah. What's it called? Timing belt.
That's a timing belt?
Yeah. This is to check how much boost I'm running.
Does it have AC in it?
No. It's convertible, man.
Mine's a convertible. I got AC.
So it's a waste of power, and I don't have much to spare. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we are back from lunch. This is where we left off. We have what are these, tensioner bolts?
Tensioner pulleys.
Tensioner pulleys on the left and right side, 14 mil. We're gonna take these completely off, and then this is the water pump right behind it. Okay, you want to show us the new part?
New part, new gaskets. What it is. So these are the bolts that the new tensioner pulleys are going to be connected to, and then we got space for four, I think 12 millimeter. I can't really tell, but 4 bolts that we're going to have to take out.
I think the reason we only loosen this side to take the belt off is because that side doesn't loosen, or doesn't wiggle back.
It doesn't move. Yeah, you're right.
I think it just comes straight off after that one bolt. Yep, there's a little pin down there. A little pin down here. Here's the new part. It goes just like this, in there like this, and right here it's touching another piece, and these are threaded bolts, so there's 2 bolts that need to come out of this side before here will crack. Alright, there it is.
Yeah, it would have.
It would have been.
We took a long lunch break. Lazy.
There it is. That's gross.
That water.
There's the old
pump was
paper.
not
Oh, that's bad.
Pumping the water.
Well, it's not pumping the water, and it was also leaking, I think.
All around
right?
a shitty water pump, I think.
Whoa, listen. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. Ready? You can hear it. It's like, look at this. It's all gunky on the inside.
No bueno.
That gunk doesn't even come off. Okay, well, I'm looking at where I need to put this stuff to not make it leak, so I don't have to do this whole project over again.
Yes.
And I've got RTV, and I think we're gonna go around here
and we should
with
clean
the gaskets.
Clean up all this.
Yeah, we definitely are gonna scrape all this out, get all that out of there.
That coolant's clean.
Well, that's good. All right, let's get to it. Christian and I had to go home, but we got some red high temp RTV, 100% silicone. This stuff is great by JB Weld. We're just gonna do a very, very small bead around the outside, and we're still gonna use the paper gasket, but we're gonna do this first. Alrighty, we also got a nice strong bead right there of the RTV. I'm gonna get this gasket, put it right on top. Alrighty, awesome. We got this paper gasket here as well. This paper gasket, we are gonna put bolts through this side, 2 bolts, and we're gonna get it in there nice and gently and hand tighten them. Alrighty, there we go. We got some bolts on there, and we're just gonna get her in there. All right, this is very important. We got these 4 bolts going into the engine most of the way in. Now you need to get these secondary bolts over here from the back side. You need to get those in first before you tighten these down. I'm gonna get those side bolts I just talked about tightened down first, and then I'm gonna tighten down the 4 others. Alrighty, thermostat housing gasket in there. I have to take that back off because I forgot to put the belt on. And then take it off, put the belt on, put it back on. Boom, it's on. Alrighty, day 2, we're out here, Christian's back. We're taking the belt back off to get a cover on down at the bottom.
try and put the main pulley on. Gotta line up the little slot here. Yep, alright, we're doing the water pump pulley. It's at 310 mils. Okay, we're trying to put the serpentine belt back on. Alright, right now we're tightening the serpentine belt here.
Alrighty, we got the second belt tightened all up. He's putting this cover on all the way right now, and then we'll be putting the valve cover back on.
Alright, I don't know if we filmed it, but we slapped some plastic covers on there. And now we're putting the valve cover on. Nice and dandy.
I said this in my
Got
last
some bolts.
one, but there's one that's a little bit longer, and it's got this fat washer, and it goes in the dead center. I don't know why.
Dead center bolt.
But that's where it goes.
Alright, valve cover's tight. Spark plug time. We're putting a little bit of grease on the threads just because we don't want them to get stuck down in there. And, you know, we got the Iridium spark plug. Alright, he's just torquing down on the spark plugs here. Nice and dandy. Anyway, so we're putting the wires back in here. All the spark plugs are torqued down. But okay, so after that's all done, we're just sticking this hose back on the valve cover, get that clamp on.
Don't worry about the fact I can do it with my hands. Right?
It's a nice sturdy clamp. Alright. Alright, air intake time. Alright. Now just tighten down all our clamps with a screwdriver at 10 millimeter. Oh, right. Don't forget this bolt. Alright, don't forget to put coolant in there. Just fill it till it tops off, and then we're gonna bleed it.
Alrighty, we're gonna start up the car for the first time. Like a beaut! Alrighty, so
Guys, his airbag light is on.
do I top this off?
Is the level going down?
Yeah. Alrighty, so this level's going down a little bit. We're gonna add a little bit more coolant in here. We're gonna top off the reservoir as well.
And when you're bleeding your system, make sure that where you're adding the coolant is the highest point in your car.
Yeah, so we've got the front end lifted right now, so we're good.
Just keep going until you see no more air bubbles coming out.
Good. This went down a little bit. Yeah, get some more in there. Well, just enough till it overflows. Alrighty, it's leaking a little bit right now because that's where we spilled, but right there is where it was spilling before. So we're gonna be checking right there for some leaking. We're gonna run it for about, 10-15 minutes till it gets up to temperature. Alrighty, we are at AutoZone again. We are back because it's running a little rough right now, and what are we getting? Plugs?
Coils.
Coils for the new spark plugs.
It's wires.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I just got home. We are checking for leaks. I took about a 30-minute drive. Got the flashlight here, and right here was where it was leaking before. It would drip down behind here and drip right off of this, and it is bone dry. So I am super stoked about this. We did everything correct. I am gonna check the coolant one more time, make sure it didn't go down, and I'll top it off if it did. But other than that, I got quoted about $900 for this fix, and it cost me about $100 in parts. So I am super stoked for doing this myself. I am super proud of myself, really. Probably one of the biggest jobs I've done personally, and I'm glad I could teach you something along the way. I did get new coils that I'm gonna put on right now, but other than that, that's about it.